So, this is book 3 in the series. If the Shoe Kills a Tourist Trap Mystery. It's book 3. I'm starting to get to know the core characters a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to go on. I've got something else I want to read first, and then I'll decide if I'm going to go on with this. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, KRSTNA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no demons, and none of the fancy stuff going on here. So anyways, and please like and subscribe, please. It starts off the same way as the last book did, as a business-to-business meeting of all the business owners with the mayor. And they're talking about Christmas, and I'm like, oh, all right. I didn't know. Okay. And apparently this is a couple weeks before Thanksgiving. And there's this new work program in town. This new guy. Similar situation to the last book, where this guy made a scene at the business-to-business meeting. He got on the bad side of all the business owners, and he's the one that ends up dead. And there's a couple of side stories that alright, I have this expression. And I leave it to you to fill in the sentence any which way you want. Just good, just bad, just horrible. I just don't know. So, we've got Jill, your coffee, books, and more owner. We've got Jackie, her aunt, who works at the shop. And we've also got Toby, who's part-time cop, part-time coffee person, because he's really good looking and he draws in all the female customers. And then we've got Greg, the cop detective boyfriend. And I'm just not feeling it. I don't feel the relationship with these people. You read Miss Alessa Maxwell. You read Lorna Barrett. You read Nora Page. Alyssa Brooke or Allison Brooke or there's a couple of them. Gemma Boyle, who does those? Gemma Boyle Mysteries, the Sherlock. She has the Sherlock Holmes bookshop. Gemma Doyle, I forget who the author is right off my top of my head. But I had a relationship with those characters. I cared for those characters. I just don't with these. I don't feel it. No one tells anybody the truth. No one tells anybody the full story. I just don't feel the relationship. I don't feel the camaraderie. It doesn't feel like family yet. And this is book 3. I should be feeling something by this point. That's why I'm like, I'm not sure about 4. I may be dumping it. I just don't feel it. I want to know the aunt's full story. She's not truthful. She's always keeping secrets from Jill. She's always making business decisions without talking to Jill. Jill's involved in the business, but not involved in the business, and she's busy with... It's just... I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't. And Toby and, we have, the mayor, Baylor, and his wife, Tina, who just pisses everybody off. And Bill Simmons the owner of the South Cove Bed and Breakfast. He's also, Dana Darla Taylor is like a friendish. She's the owner and she's owner of the winery, and she's the editor of the South Coast Examiner, the newspaper. Ted Hendricks is the guy that gets killed. Josh owns the antique store. Sadie Michaels owns Pies on the Fly. I have no idea why anybody would call it Pies on the Fly. But, she does a really great business, and her pies are really excellent. And, should I just lost my spot? We have Esmeralda, the fortune teller, and the dispatch. And she keeps telling Jill these cryptic things, and Jill they don't follow through with it. Alright, Kyle then they have the bunch of interns come in, because Ted had done the welfare to work program, and these people come in, and apparently he was using his position to gain sexual favors from people and abusing people, and there's a story back there that's not revealed to the end of the book with that situation. Actually, there's three stories connected with him. Apparently, as a spoiler alert, Marie was one of his wives in the beginning, and she just up and left, and the whole thing was pouted as a disappearance or a mystery, or maybe she was killed or whatever. And he paid a ransom, quote unquote, but it wasn't really a ransom. He just gave her the money. He knew she was still alive, and he just let her go. But now he's pursuing her, and he wants her back. But he's also got this other chick back there, and he's got another chick back there, and there's another story back there that doesn't come to the end of the book. It shows up at the end of the book, a last minute thing. It also turns out that he was from a very wealthy family, like a Kennedy type family, political family, and he was the black sheep of the family, and he wasn't really liked. And later on, we discover that that wasn't all that true, because a couple of his relatives were in town the entire book. And then we have our interns, Sasha, Kyle, Kat, Mindy, and Matt, and a couple other people. And then we have this lady, Regina, who's walking around town with her boy toy. He's supposedly her driver, and she's buying him all these books because she wants him to read literature. He doesn't interested in the literature, but she's buying it anyway. Then one night, Greg and Jill go out for dinner, and they see Regina and David dancing very closely. It's just, and at one point, I'm not gonna say which, but at one point, chapter. I guess I'm just gonna. It's not the actual number, but it's like chapter 5 or 6. Let's just give that instance. It's not the real chapter, but I'm just saying it's a later chapter, but I don't want to give it away. And so this chapter here, chapter A, it's Monday, blah blah blah. She's got to do blah blah blah. Chapter B, the very next chapter, is Saturday, and I had to go back and reread that sentence a couple times and go, huh? It was just Monday. How did it get to Saturday? There was no transitional stuff. There was no connection stuff. It's just not working for me. So this tight Ted brings this welfare to work program in town, and the mayor belittles Jill into taking some of the responsibility. And the guy, Ted, harasses everybody and insults everybody. And then there's like I said, he has 2 or 3 background stories bubbling behind that story. And then we have this Regina person and David. There's a story back there. Then there's Craig and his ex-wife Sherry, who keeps making advances at him. And he's given several opportunities, I mean, real up-in-your-face opportunities to stand up for Jill, and he doesn't. He chooses the middle. He doesn't choose either side. And I'm just not feeling it for him. He's just not... I don't think he really cares about Jill. And Jill supposedly cares about him, but I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it for either one of them. And the Sherry keeps making advances. She keeps saying stuff. And this other guy came to town. We don't really know too much about this other guy, but he hits on Jill a few times in the book, and she turns him down a few times in the book. But I'm thinking this may be a potential, plot twist somewhere down the line, because the fact that Sherry, Craig's ex-wife, is opening up a store in town. She's decided to return to town. She's decided to make a full attempt to get Craig back. And it's just, and it's just, I don't feel Jackie's being honest with her niece. I don't feel a solid relationship between Greg and Jill. The mayor is just a natural bad guy. We don't like him. And Amy and her other friends, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling the whatever. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be going. I might go into. I don't know. I want to check out a couple other books first. And we'll see what happens. I've been through quite a few books this week where I read the first page or two and went, nope. I went through about 4 or 5 different series. They were small series, and I was thinking about one was a Gilded Age, and the book jumped like weeks, months. First chapter like March, second chapter was the following March, and I'm like, huh? Like, screw this. I'm over it. Just out the window. So I don't know. This other lady wanted me to try. I should talk about it in a separate video. This lady wanted me to read her time travel book. The main character had been raped. Oh, that was just the forward, or whatever you want to call it. The dedication in the beginning, the little author's note. The book hadn't even started yet, and that was the author's note on a separate page. Just for your information, this book contains blah 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 blah. And I was like, that turned me off right away. And then I read the first couple pages, and I was like, well, and it was only an ebook, by the way. And it gave me a headache, and I just was like, ugh, there's all this rape stuff. I was like, I don't want to hear about. I'm reading to escape life, not for this rape stuff. And it hadn't even. She was like, it happened in her past life or whatever. I don't know. I just was like, screw it, goodbye. So I went and read this one instead, and that's what happened when I read this one. We'll see what happens. There's like 15 or 16 books in this series. I don't know if you might not see the next one for a while. I have it, but I don't know. I gotta go finish. We're getting to the end of Catherine Coulter and the FBI series and Patterson. I need to find me. I'm putting together 2 or 3 other series, but those series are taking a really long time to gather up. So I don't know if I'll get to them anytime soon. I'll have to think about it. So you may see random books for the next couple weeks. So have a good one, and please like and subscribe. Much appreciative.